8th of April of 2026. Got ourselves some rain in the forecast, a high of 80, rain in 78 tomorrow. Things cool off. Then on Thursday, we're looking at 72. Thing about today is that rain is coming a little bit later. You may be getting some depending on where you are. If you're north of the city in our northern listening area.
There's even a little, we're here in Homewood, a little bit of rain right now.
May have
Light
received
rain.
some, may have received some, but it's going to be much worse later. What time are we talking? 2 o'clock, you said, I think?
Sometime late afternoon.
Afternoon.
I just saw 5, but
Okay.
I've heard even later than that.
All right, yeah, I've seen
when the heavy
like
stuff
8.
comes.
I don't
Yeah.
think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a while yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look out for tomorrow, too, is another day of wet weather is what we're seeing.
And so they're talking about 3 inches of rain falling over the course of a couple of days here, which is a lot in a short period. But boy, oh boy, do we need it. Anything that can help dampen that pollen will make me a happy
And it's
happy
going
man.
to, really help to green up everybody's lawns
Absolutely.
and things like that. So, yeah.
Yep. And Admiral Yamamoto will thrive.
Let's hope.
Thrive, I say. Contract Brothers gift baskets and flowers is the quickest and easiest way to send mom a fantastic Mother's Day present. Now, maybe I say mom, and what I mean is your significant other who's also a mom, and the kids are too young to be giving presents, or maybe you think, the kids might not remember. Somebody's going to have to step in and make this happen. You know, just because she's not your mother doesn't mean she's not a mother. And the perfect Mother's Day's gift is made easy simply by going and choosing from the selection of gift baskets and flowers designed to make Mom's Day special. You find that right there at ContriBrothers.com. ContriBrothers.com. That is their website. It is a point-and-click operation. It doesn't get much easier than this. You can grab a pink garden bouquet, the lavender meadow basket. You can get yourself, some of the, this is lovely, the heartfelt spray. I like that. There's a lot of really cool stuff here that is worthy of your time and attention, and something that Mom is going to love. And it doesn't have to just be flowers. It can be flowers and a gift basket. Maybe throw a bottle of wine in there. She puts up with you. Pretty sure she could use a bottle of wine. That's all I'm saying. Contrite Brothers gift baskets and flowers for Mother's Day. Go to their website. It is so incredibly easy. You can thank me later. Now, Contour Airlines is announcing the return of their seasonal nonstop service from Northwest Alabama Regional Airport in Muscle Shoals to Pensacola. That is starting on May 6th. Flights will be operated on Contour's 30-seat regional jet featuring extra legroom, complimentary snacks and beverages, and one free checked bag with every fare. Now think about this for a second. This is a regional jet. This is not one of those propeller planes. I know every one of us has been on one of these puddle jumpers that's like a Winnebago with wings.
You're like, please let me get there. Please let me get there safely.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Rode one from Charlotte McCarran Airport to the Greenville Spartanburg Airport.
Uh-huh. I did something similar in that neck of the woods once, and boy, oh boy, I rode a couple of puddle jumpers up in Minnesota as well as I was trying to get to Minot, North Dakota. Oh, my God. Why not Minot? The flights are, on this 30-seat regional jet. This is a professional jet. I think it's probably like a private jet that could be owned by a company. I've seen these things. They're really comfy. It's like every seat is sort of a business class seat, and they say you're throwing in complimentary snacks and beverages and one free checked bag with every fare.
This is Muscle Shoals to Pensacola?
Yep. The route offers a simple, stress-free way to reach one of the Gulf Coast's most popular beach destinations without the need to drive to a larger airport. Flights to Pensacola are scheduled to leave MSL at 12:50 p.m. on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and they arrive at 2:15 p.m. Now, the only downside is once you get down there, you ain't got a car.
Nope. You'd have to Uber or rent a car or something.
Get you around from place to place. Returning flights scheduled to leave Pensacola at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays and Saturdays and arrive at MSL at 4:25 p.m. You know, most of the rental places are Saturday to Saturday, right?
Yeah, mostly.
So that's why they're setting it up that way, so you can just get on down there. You can either grab yourself an Uber to get to your rental place, or you can rent a vehicle and get over there if that's what you need to do. On the other hand, look, there are some people who they just go, they park themselves at the beach. They might get an Uber to the grocery store, buy a bunch of stuff, get back to the beach house, and don't move for a week.
Yeah, and there's a couple pluses to that as well. That if you're staying like at a condo, many times they've already supplying the chairs and the umbrella, so you don't have to worry about getting that to the beach.
Radio.
And then now all these, we just talked about Walmart yesterday. This delivery service, you could probably, when you get down there, have your groceries delivered the short time after you land the plane and get to where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're making it super easy to accomplish some of the things you need to without having to take your car. But I always think about what my vehicle looks like when I leave from here and go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I almost need a U-Haul. There's that much stuff.
Yes.
And I have an SUV. It's like, okay, there's plenty of room in this vehicle to get everything in it that I need to do. And it is always absolutely jam-packed. Like, it looks like I'm going somewhere for a month,
Yeah,
not a week.
I know. I have the same sensation. I have the
Like,
same thing.
oh, my heavens.
But I've got the bed of the truck, and then I've got the back seat of the truck, and I load it all down. I always bring a cooler full of stuff with me, not just, beverages, but also I bring food, and I make sure I've got a dozen eggs with me because I love making breakfast at the beach. Just lots and lots and
You
lots
like all
of
the
stuff.
conveniences of what you
Absolutely.
need. Yeah.
Absolutely. And there are times when I go down there, I don't even use the wagon and the umbrella and the chairs. They just sit like in the spare bedroom the entire weekend or multiple days that I'm there. But, if I wanted them,
They're there.
they're there.
Mhm.
Got to have them, just in case. Quick and easy way to get your stuff to the beach. Muscle Shoals is 2 hours and 4 minutes away. So would it be better to drive there and hop a plane down to Pensacola, or would it be better to leave from here and drive just the 4.5 hours to get to Gulf Shores?
Probably from Birmingham to the beach. Yes, it'd be probably better to.
Probably
Make-
be about the same considering the drive up to Muscle Shoals than the flight.
I don't
Yeah.
that it works for the folks in Muscle Shoals and surrounding areas, but I don't know that it works for us.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Because don't we already have a flight that goes from Birmingham down to Gulf Shores?
Do we? We need
I
one.
think so,
If
Gulf
not,
Shores.
let's chip chop chip. Let's get one going here.
But this one goes to
Okay.
Pensacola.
Okay.
But good for them. If you live in Muscle Shoals, now you got an option to get to the beach.
Pensacola has, by the way, it's an air base down there, of course.
That might be another reason they're doing it.
Yeah. Well, you see a lot of when you're like on Orange Beach, you'll see the Blue Angels practicing and stuff
I
like
love
that. Always nice.
That is such a thrill to see that.
One of our listeners, George, lives down there, and he regularly will text us pictures of that, which is pretty cool. But in reality, Pensacola itself, I'm sorry, it just doesn't have any personality. I've been there, and it just lays there. It's not Orange Beach. It's not Gulf Shores. It's not our favorite place, Fort Morgan. Love Fort Morgan. Lots of personality there. Lots of just great feel to the whole thing. Pensacola just, I don't know, feels like a lot of concrete, It doesn't do anything for
Well,
me.
and you have the beach area of Pensacola, and then you have Pensacola downtown.
Yeah,
Which is
But-
a
but-
whole city in itself.
the beach area still doesn't have the same personality as our great beaches.
Yeah.
I just don't feel it, It's okay. Don't get me wrong. They've got some great restaurants there, too. And I'm sure that anybody who really loves Pensacola, I'm not dissuading you in any way, shape, or form, nor am I trying to. You go ahead and enjoy
What about
Pensacola.
Panama City? Do you like Panama City?
No.
Okay. Is it like for you? Is it in the same Pensacola range?
The last couple of times I've been to Panama City, the experiences were so bad, mostly because of the other people that were there, that I was just like, I'm never coming back to this place. I am never going to come back to this place. It
Well,
always seems to happen
I
at
think
a time.
too. The younger you are, the more you want to be right where all the action is,
Yes.
like where all the people are.
And the older you get, the more, you want
wanna,
that action to be as
no,
far away from you
hey,
as possible.
That's right. You need peace and quiet and solitude, and you don't want the craziness and chaos of all of that.
Yeah.
That's that's us.
I want you guys way down at the other end
Mm-hmm.
of the beach, and I'm going to just set up camp over here, and I don't expect to be bothered. That's my plan.
Mm-hmm.
So, in checking out different travel sites, trying to go direct Birmingham to Gulf Shores, I'm not really finding much. There may be something, but I'm not finding it. What I am finding is a whole bunch of flights from like Delta and Southwest, and you can't get there from here without making a dang stop.
Like
What?
where we stop in Detroit.
Right?
Delta, you got to go
Montgomery?
to Atlanta,
What?
of course, because
No,
everything from Birmingham
we're not
out
doing
of Birmingham
that.
on Delta goes to Atlanta.
That's true.
Southwest is going to make you also do a stop.
Maybe it's Huntsville to Gulf Shores.
I mean,
Maybe that's what
in
I'm
the
thinking
world,
of.
people? How in the world can you not just go straight from Birmingham to Pensacola? How does that not work?
It's interesting.
You can. You just have to do it by car.
Apparently.
Or get your own plane, right?
There you go. I have a friend who has a
yeah,
plane.
sure.
We've discussed it. We
Take
have
a check.
discussed it, possibly. Dixon Divining, Talk 99.5. Work Trucks is downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South. If you have not yet availed yourself of their huge lot full of work trucks, then you are missing out. If you have a business and you need a truck for delivery, to move your tools from place to place, maybe you just need to have something that's got a big old painting on the side of it to help advertise your business. These are the folks you want to get in touch with. Work Trucks with an XLLC.com. Downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South. Every truck's been through a 125-point inspection. There's no junk on that lot at all. You can trade, you can finance, you can get an extended warranty. Some of them are so new they still have factory warranty on them, as a matter of fact. Gasoline, diesel-powered, however you want it, you're going to find what you love at Work Trucks. Start with the website, worktruckswithanxllc.com. Then visit them live and in person at 2324 3rd Avenue South. Check out their service center right across the street as well. Work Trucks, where they are all about trucks. 721 Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5, Talk 99.5.com. Eventually, rain will coat the state, and that is good. We need it. The thunder and lightning, maybe not so much. I had a dog sleeping on my bed last night.
Aw.
She senses the atmospheric change, and she crawls under there and gets herself all worked into a tizzy. And then she missed breakfast this morning, which was upsetting.
Well,
Yeah.
Again, that dog might get a little skinny the next 2 days.
She might be very, very thin.
Like
but,
not eating.
If I can figure out a way to get some of these these little pills into her, these they're what are they? They're herbal, so they're not like drugs,
Yeah.
but they do calm her down a lot. You got to give her 3 or 4 of them, and it'll just kind of okay. Now we're okay.
Yeah.
Now we're fine. 722 with Dixon and Whining. Dixon and Whining. Dixon.
Weeds of a lady.
Hey,
You been taking some herbals too?
ahoy! Hey, wow.
Sheboygan.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Hey, that's Dixon and Whining.
You, mister.
The shooting suspect, you know his name, Cole Allen, he has now been through his first court appearance, was arraigned. He's going to go back again on Thursday. Janine Pirro, who is she's the federal prosecutor for the state, the District of D.C., says, look, we got a solid case. We've got, the planning, the manifesto. We've got all kinds of growing evidence here. You're not going to be able to weasel your way out of this one, my friend. This one we have got, including you eating the carpet there at the end of it all.
Yeah, well done.
DOJ,
Glad the takedown
yeah,
happened.
Absolutely. My goodness. Frightening. And again, not a great bit of security handled there. But, the guy didn't get within 50 yards of the president or even that room. So got to give props to that. The DOJ has released photos showing the guns and knives the suspect brought to the dinner attack. Released as part of the DOJ release, a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun equipped with a sling and a shell holder, along with a .38 caliber semi-automatic pistol recovered at the scene. Additional photos show several knives, including a large fixed-blade knife and other edged weapons, as well as gear believed to have been carried by Allen at the time of the attack. Does anybody else wonder what happened to this guy's shirt?
That's a very good question.
You see him tearing by on camera, and he has a shirt on, and then next thing you know, he's face down on the carpet, no shirt.
Mm-hmm. They wanted to strip search him or something like that, Richard.
Make sure he didn't have
Make
a
sure he
vest
did-
on
yeah,
or something.
or,
I don't know.
Hey, maybe that he didn't have
Bomb?
something strapped to him,
Could have had a
right?
bomb. Could have had
I mean,
a bomb.
you got to find that out. Did you see how many? I mean, you're talking about the president, the vice president, the speaker of the House. I mean, it goes on and on and on. The
Yep.
people that were there. What if this guy
Mm-hmm.
had something else on him that could have exploded?
Let's
That would have been horrendous.
Let's not give these people ideas.
No, and let's just stop holding these at ballrooms that are attached to a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
The hotel either needs to. It's very difficult with all the staff that's in there.
Sure.
Helping back in the kitchen to cook the meals, deliver the meals, serve the meals. There's people everywhere. So it's very
Absolutely.
difficult to, secure a place like that when you have that much activity. And I don't know what the answer is. I know the answer. Let's build a bigger ballroom for the White House, and then we can just stay there.
Well, AOC is dead set against it.
Sure she is.
AOC doesn't like it. She called the recent attack on the White House Correspondents Association a very clear failure of systems, urged thorough investigations into how the suspect was able to breach security. That, of course, is underway already. I think that an attempt like this is a very clear failure of systems. How such a catastrophic failure to secure the perimeter occurred, we need to determine. Ocasio-Cortez also rejected calls to build a new White House ballroom, arguing the proposal predates the incident and should not be used as justification for new spending. Look, this thing's being spent with, private money.
Yeah. So what's your problem? It's just because Donald Trump thought of it.
That's
Because
exactly
You
it's
didn't
Donald
think
Trump
of it.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason. And also, she's pretty clearly running for president in 28. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
One of the positives of the people that were in that room that night for the dinner on Saturday was that you had a lot of liberal correspondents there, and they finally got a feel of what it's like to have sheer terror of some guy with a gun that wants to do harm to people in that room.
Yeah.
You weren't going to be omitted from that. And I think now they truly understand how frightening it is to have somebody that wants to do harm to people in a room where you're sitting, where you're a part of this dinner. So if nothing else from Saturday night, you have some on the left now that have a better understanding of what that's like.
It's also nice that you have the MS Now people willing to go on camera and say, to all you people who say this was fake, I was there. No, it wasn't. There's no way you can fake what took place, especially with a dyed-in-the-wool Kamala Harris supporter and a person who attends no Kings rallies and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No, this was not fake. This was 100% real. I was there. It was terrifying. Shut the hell up. And that sort of kind of dampened the whole fakery claims. There's still a few out there. Iran has made a new offer to open the Strait of Hormuz and end the U.S. blockade, and Donald Trump says, you're still not addressing the nuke problem. If we don't address the nuke problem, then this thing doesn't happen. I don't know what you're not getting about this, but the reality is we need to address the fact that you can't have a nuclear weapon, and nothing's getting open until we address that fact. Now, Iran is getting desperate. They're at that point now that we knew they were going to get to, where their storage areas are full. They're starting to reactivate older storage areas, and they're now asking some of the oil workers to take it home. Look, could you take a cup of oil home today and just hold on to it?
Cup of oil.
Yeah. Bring in a canteen or something, whatever you have around the house to gather. We just need everyone to just grab some oil and bring it home with them and hold on to it. When they do have to cap these wells, and there will be some that get capped, there are some that will never get started again, and that is what they are most concerned about, that it is a very, very scary situation. So hopefully this pressure will eventually get them. But Marco Rubio gave an interview the other day. I want to say it was on one of the Sunday morning shows, and he summed it up nicely. He said, look, people say there's hardliners and there's moderates. Even the moderates are hardline in Iran. But the difference between the hardliners and the moderates is the hardliners are like, no deal under any circumstances ever, will die before we cut a deal. The moderates are like, well, we agree with you that there shouldn't be a deal, but we have to run a country. We've got people that are starving. We have got to pay the police. We've got to pay the military. We don't have any money because they've stopped us from moving anything but maybe 500,000 barrels of oil a day is getting out like via train, and they are struggling right now. So the moderates are like, guys, you got to give a little here. You're killing us. And the hardliners are like, nope, rather die than give. Okay. City of Birmingham is putting more money behind efforts to curb violence, investing directly in organizations working closest to the problem. City leaders announced $200,000 in microgrants, going to 14 local groups focused on youth intervention and family support. Funding comes through the 2023 U.S. Department of Justice Community Violence Intervention and Prevention Initiative. Whew, that's a mouthful.
Sure is.
This is a grant that will help expand services tied to the RESTORE program. RESTORE stands for Reduce, Educate, Support, Train, Organize, Realize, and Empower. Again, really working hard to get this acronym, guys. Run by the Jefferson County Family Resource Center, focuses on bigger system-level challenges impacting families involved in family court. Hey, I'm all for it. I would also be all for using that $200,000 to hire a few more police officers to help patrol the city. That might help, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, one thing we saw in Memphis and Washington, D.C. is more law enforcement leads to less crime. It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm. Maybe get the community more involved, like churches, and maybe at home we try to help with
Absolutely.
youth and nonviolence.
Absolutely. The more of that we can do, the better. If they don't ever start down that road, then we don't have to arrest them later and put them in prison and pay for their upkeep, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. 7:30 with Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. Attorney General Steve Marshall joins us by phone next. Stick around. You only get to listen to this for another 2 days, really. April 1. You have to stop in May. You can't listen anymore in May.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's the rule?
That's the rule.
Is that hard and fast rule?
It's hard and fast.
All right.
Both hard and fast.
Wow.
Attorney General Steve Marshall not calling us.
Well, you never know when you're Attorney General. Lots can happen in your world.
It's true.
So,
I'm trying to get in touch with his aide right now.
could be,
Corrine, I just talked. I was texting her the other day.
Okay, I've got Dalton. So.
Okay. Yeah, he's got several people that he works with, and so we were set up for a minute there, and hopefully it's going to come through for us.
Yeah. We'll hang on and see.
In the meantime, it's Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and Talk99.5.com at 7:37.
I am looking at radar, and there's all kinds of rain to the north of the Birmingham area. There's a few showers around where we are as well, and even more back to the west. And here it comes. The next, I would say, all day today, we have a pretty good shot at some showers, and tomorrow as well, and talking like 3+ inches. And oh no, here it comes. Those that, if you didn't call Be Dry to get those issues resolved at your home, when you talk about water in places you don't want it to be, call them. Be Dry right now, 942-1976. The experts in the field of making sure that water is not around the foundation of your home or under your home or in the basement or in the crawl space. If you're dealing with cracking in the foundation of your home, the experts at Be Dry know how to resolve this. They know how to fix it. So if you go ahead and get that free quote, they can set up a time with you to get it fixed. All of these are issues that people in central Alabama deal with from time to time. It's just a thing here. And again, it's nice to know somebody that can come to your home, talk to you about what's going on, how they're going to resolve the problem for you. Talk about some budget-friendly solutions that they've got, like 12 months interest-free, no payments for 12 months. David Fevet and the guys at Be Dry are excellent at what they do. And the best thing you could do is to call them and at least get the free quote. Talk to them about how this is going to get fixed. The pros are here in Birmingham at Be Dry, 205-942-1976. Call them today. BeDryAlabama.com is their website. Once again, BeDryAlabama.com.
7:39 with Dixon and Vining, and while we await our potential guest, one thing that I haven't made in a long time, but I usually get rave reviews on when I make it, tater salad.
Tater salad.
Tater salad.
I love tater salad.
I make me a darn fine tater salad, I don't mind telling you. And I'm not sure exactly how it happened, because I kind of usually I follow a recipe perfectly the first time, and then I decide to start changing things. This time, I immediately began messing with the recipe before I even tried it, like straight, solid, forward as it should be. And it was like knocked the top off the charts. It was so good. Everybody that I served it to was like, "Who made this potato salad?" I was like, "I did." Really?
Yeah, because,
a white boy from Minnesota.
One of the
okay.
things with potato salad is it can be too dry.
Too dry. Too
And
soupy. Could be too soupy.
It could
That
be,
happens.
yes, it can be that. So there's that. And again, I think people play around with the recipe to get that just exactly right, because there is a real happy medium.
And I did make it the way I like it. I don't like a lot of mustardy taste in there, so
Yeah.
I didn't put that in.
A little bit of mustard, or just a titch.
A hint of mustard is all it takes.
Yeah.
There should be like you should. It should be like somebody whispered the word mustard over the top of your potatoes.
Like you would never know it's in there.
Yeah, I mean you would know it's there, but it's not in any way, shape, or form overpowering.
Yeah.
You basically have to break it all down taste bud wise to figure out. Yeah, there's mustard in there, and onions, and I use particular kinds of onions that I like, and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I have here store-bought potato salads ranked from worst to best. I'm trying to remember the last time I got store-bought potato salad.
I bought it like at Publix.
Yeah,
Theirs isn't bad. Trying to think who
I got
else
some from. I think I got some from Zoe's not long ago, but that's about it. That's the extent of my purchased potato salad. I usually make it myself. Smart and Final's First Street Deviled Egg Potato Salad.
Wait a
I've
minute.
never
What?
heard of it.
Deviled
Where would you
egg?
even buy this?
Deviled egg potato salad.
It has questionable ingredients like corn syrup and fructose. Right off the bat, I hate it.
Okay.
Gelson's Homemade Potato Salad. $12 per pound. Gelson's Market, considered a premier grocery chain in Southern California, akin to Whole Foods. No wonder we're not going to get that. Lazy Acres natural potato salad. I like to remove the skin from my potatoes.
Do you?
Yeah.
I
If
think
you're
if you're using a new potato,
Yeah. If
you know, like a purple,
or a golden one. If you're
Yeah.
using one of the golden ones, you can
it's a
get
little
away with it.
sweeter, softer
Mhm.
peel skin that it
Mhm.
can still go in there.
I'm with you. Here we go. Gelson's picnic potato salad. We don't have a Gelson. Stop giving me this. Vaughn's classic potato salad. You ever been to a Vaughn's?
I have not.
I've been to a Vaughn's a couple of times. They are pretty impressive. I think they'd be like, if someone had never been to a Publix and walked into a Publix for the first time, they'd be like, wow. That's kind of like Vaughn's. Pavilion's Frankly Fresh Salad Wine Rose Potato Salad.
Wow.
Too many words.
Sounds good, though.
Too many words in the name. Right off the bat, you've lost me.
You got a little wine in there?
Pavilion's Frankly Fresh Salad Wine Rose Potato Salad. The hell's wrong with you people?
They should just give it a name, right? Instead of all of that.
Yeah.
Just like one word.
Bristol Farms Potato Salad. That seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Bristol Farms potato salad is slightly disappointing at $10.99 per pound.
Wow, that's expensive. Yikes.
Less appetizing than Vaughn's classic potato salad, but due to a short and simple ingredient list with no preservatives, it was able to jump a little further up in our ranking. Taste-wise, it had a vinegary taste with a weirdly salty finish. Oh, God, no.
No, too much salt.
wrong
Don't
with
put
you
too much
people?
salt in it.
What is wrong with you? Yeah, salt will ruin it, man. Trader Joe's old-fashioned potato salad. Finally, we get into a realm that we can deal with. It's not fresh from on-site deli. However, it does not contain any preservatives still. I was a little suspicious of the few ingredients labeled natural flavor on the ingredient label, yeah. It was more eggy
Oh, no.
than most.
Don't do too much egg.
Contained chunks of diced hard-boiled eggs. Was more similar in taste to egg salad. Ooh, no. Potato salad should not taste like egg salad.
No.
That's why you have it. Sprouts red potato salad with dill.
A little dill. Okay.
I could do that.
Go a long
I
way.
like some dill.
Mm-hmm.
Dill in my
It's a big
potato
deal.
salad would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Count me in. I might go to Sprouts and find out what this is all about. Wait, how much was it? Was it $10.99 a pound? Because then no.
Yeah.
$6.99 a pound.
That's a little better.
Still seems high.
Mm-hmm.
Whole
It's
Foods.
potatoes, my goodness.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, I guess the
They don't
mayo's
cost-
the expensive
Oh,
ingredient.
whatever.
Whole Foods Red Bliss potato salad. Red Bliss. Mm-hmm. Lazy Acres vegan potato salad. Ralph's potato salad. Sprouts regulation potato salad. Just Sprouts potato salad. That's and Sprouts deviled egg potato salad. No.
I don't
Sprouts
know.
deviled egg potato salad won this whole thing. You're wrong. You are incorrect. Listen, you, Noel Giannini from Chowhound.
Not. You're not buying it.
No, when you start ranking deviled eggs, we can talk about deviled egg potato salad, but right now you're ranking
Well,
potato
that's egg
salad.
salad.
Yeah.
It's not deviled egg
No,
potato salad.
no,
Come on.
No.
What are you doing there?
Wrong.
Either deviled eggs or
Mhm.
potato salad.
Educate
deviled
yourself.
egg potato
Educate.
salad.
Get your life
What,
together.
did you have a bunch of deviled eggs and you dumped it in there with
What-
it? Oh, it's a deviled egg potato salad.
kind of
What?
game are you trying to play?
Do you put eggs in your potato salad?
I have. I don't always.
Yeah.
I sometimes, I'll put celery in there to give it a little crunch,
Right.
but not too much. Again, you want to make sure you get that. I'll put in both green onions and Vidalia onions because I really like an oniony potato salad. Garlic, a little garlic salt, and
A little
Onion
bacon.
salt?
Do you put any bacon in it?
I have put bacon in it.
Yeah, I like
Always
bacon in
good.
it.
Always good. Can't go wrong with bacon. You got bacon bits? Like to buy that big old bag from Sam's Club and just grab a handful and just toss it right in there. And let me see. I've also put occasionally I'll throw in a little like diced chicken or something. And then suddenly you're like, wait, is this chicken salad with potatoes or is this potato salad with chicken?
So are
a
you
fair
making
question.
it with mayonnaise? Do you add any sour cream to it?
I have
Do you-
used mayonnaise and sour
or
cream.
a little bit of
yes.
Greek yogurt or anything like that?
No, don't use the Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
I would use and I use light sour cream because I know you love it.
Ugh.
I
I can taste it right away.
mayonnaise, and it's probably 3 parts to 1 part, 3 parts mayonnaise to 1 part sour cream, so that you get a little bit of that back flavor right there. Very important. And I usually use russet potatoes, but I have used Yukon Gold potatoes
I like the russet.
in the past.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Me too. That's and you have to boil them just right. They can't be mushy, and they can't be too hard.
I need a good. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Maybe this summer I'll do it at some point. A good German potato salad.
Like the hot
I've never
kind.
made. Yeah,
Yeah.
the warm kind that has the vinegary,
Mhm.
whatever it is in there. that has the bacon bits in it.
There's also mustard usually involved in that one.
Yeah, I want to learn how to do that.
Usually about
I
a
haven't ever
tablespoon
done
of
that.
dry mustard in one. 746, 747, Dixon Inviting, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Here come the texts. You can count on it. Set your watch by it. People are going to be talking about their favorite potato salad.
And they'll probably give us some ideas going, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll be all over that like
Yep.
a pit bull and a toddler. Rod Argent bringing us back, 7:52. Talk 99.5, talk995.com. CNN has a slug line on their screen right now. It says, Trump does not appear open to Iran's latest proposal to end war.
Oh, CNN.
We don't really know.
CNN.
We don't know what the latest proposal is, by the way. We don't have the details on it, but we know that he
we know.
rejected the first one. The first
Right.
one, because we've got the strait closed off, and they're not selling oil, and they're drowning, basically, is what it comes down to. And so the first one was, okay, hey, how about this? How about you open up the strait,
Nope.
and then we open up the strait, and everyone opens up the strait, and then we talk about the nuke thing later.
Nope. That's
And Trump
not,
says,
that's
I don't
not
think
how
so.
that
I don't think
works.
that's going to happen. It's not going to work for me. It's not fantastic. I
The
don't like it
the
at
whole
all.
reason we're there. Let's go back to the entire reason why this happened.
Nuclear weapons.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
With Israel,
Right.
we said you're getting way too close, and you've already said death to Israel, death to America. The number one reason that we're there was to take out nuclear capabilities.
Yep.
And
Had nothing to do with
they're
Strait of
right
Hormuz.
now going, oh no, we'll talk about this later. No, you don't. You want the strait open because you're beginning to feel the economic pressure, and you're hurting, and your citizens in Iran are hurting because of this. You want it open. So both ways they get it their way. If we open up the Strait of Hormuz, if
Right.
we allow those
And they keep the
containment
nukes.
ships, right?
Here's how you know that we're having an effect. Because after they come up with that proposal and Trump says no, they come back and go, okay, how about this? You're like, oh, okay. So obviously only one side is coming to the table now with ideas. Only one side is them.
Right.
And it's like, you know what we want. We want your nuclear material. If you're not going to give up your nuclear material, we can keep this strait closed forever. You know, I know that you're worried about these other ships that are in there and so on and so forth, but the reality is they can handle it. We can handle it. You know, we're first world countries, and everything's going to be fine. But you, Iran, you can't handle it. You don't have the ability to withstand this for much longer, and
Once
that is why
again,
we're going to keep this up.
We've talked about this a lot personally and professionally. It's like you don't have any cards.
You got no cards.
You have zero cards.
You're card free. Let's talk about Alabama Tree Pros and the stormage that is taking place even as we speak. You want to be real careful about your trees in your yard when we start to hit some of these spring storms, because if they come down, well, they could come down almost anywhere, couldn't they? They could come down, they could take out another tree. You could get a domino effect that then lands on your house or your neighbor's house or across your roadway, which is difficult. Maybe take your power out, and then it rips the entire box off the wall, and you got to start from scratch, and it's very expensive. It's less expensive to get that tree taken care of while the taking care of is good, and that would be now. And the guys you want to do it is Alabama Tree Pros, because they are safe, they are experts, they are fantastic at what they do. They've been doing it for a long time. Eric and the gang, they're going to take good care of you. They're licensed, they're bonded, they're insured. Staple all that information to the back of their very low estimate. And if they can save the tree, if they can give you suggestions on how maybe you don't have to take the tree down, they'll do that for you too. Alabama Tree Pros, 308-4158, or online at alabamatreepros.com. Here are the texts we have received. Scott says potatoes are for pigs. Corn is for cattle. That according to Dr. Atkins. Oh, well, okay, then we should all listen to Dr. Atkins. I love potatoes.
I do too.
There's so many
man.
things you can do with them.
Mm-hmm.
You-
Sweet potatoes. I'm
Yes.
all into sweet potatoes right now.
Love sweet
I'll do a baked
potatoes.
potato and a heartbeat.
Yum.
Yum.
Carrie says no warm potato salad, must be cold. Wow. Okay. Rachel in Sylacauga says the real question is what kind of mayo are you using on your potato salad? Duke's is the goat. All right. I know people love their Dukes. People love you're a Hellman's girl.
Hellman's. You
You have any idea
all
what
my
kind you
life.
got in your refrigerator, Steve-O?
Honestly, could not tell you.
I think I've got Kraft, and it is light mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it because I specifically wanted light mayonnaise to make this shrimp salad I was making.
I just bought some Hellman's that has avocado oil.
I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that.
A little lower calorie.
I'm
and-
nervous about it because I'm,
Yeah, I know. Don't do
allergy.
it.
I'm like, maybe not. Justin says, got to try Chubb Father's potato salad. I think I have, and I believe it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Nick says, Walmart's Amish potato salad is pretty darn good. One taste of that, you're at a barn raising. That's what's going on there. Jay says, I love Alabama's beaches, but I always go to Florida because they have a lottery. Get it together, Alabama.
Well, you can drive over there, get your tickets, go back to Alabama.
As
What are
I
you
do.
doing? Yeah.
I mean, every time I stay at
don't
Fort
give
Morgan.
them, don't give them your lottery money and your beach money.
No.
Just give them the lottery money. Come back to Alabama.
I make one trip into town for whatever days I'm there. I go all the way down to the Floribama, and then right on the other side of that, there's a place that sells lottery tickets. I go in there. It's a liquor store. I buy the lottery tickets that I want to get and all the draws that I want to do and all that stuff. And then I skip my way back down as I'm headed toward Fort Morgan. I stop by my favorite pizza place on the beach. I stop and pick up a few things. It used to be Al's Five and Dime, but now, you just have to go to a Dollar General or one of these other beach stores, try to pick up some souvenirs for the gang back home, whatever.
Sure.
Eventually, I end up at Mikey's in time for early dinner and grab myself a bowl of their gumbo, which is among the best gumbo anywhere ever in the history of gumbo. And then, you finally work your way back home again and down to Fort Morgan and catch the sunset. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
Yeah. I do not use my beach money in Florida. No. Although I will occasionally go to the Publix there because there's no tax. You
that's kind of sweet.
You swing into the Publix there.
I don't know. There's Walmart at the end of Fort Morgan, like on the main thoroughfare.
Yes, there is.
It's
Unfortunately,
tucked away.
You're still paying taxes. Though.
I
That's
get
the problem.
that too.
You got to cough up some tax money for that.
You do.
I like to go where shopping is a pleasure and taxes don't exist. That's my kind of place. 545-9950 if you'd like to chime in on any of this. You are certainly more than welcome to do so. Coming up in the next hour, I had something about what did I do with it? I hate it when this happens.
Oh, it disappeared.
It does.
Sometimes it does.
Happens all the time.
You think
No, it's just gone. It's gone forever. Oh, it was Zoran Mamdani's tax. He's got this new idea for a tax. It's one of the few that he can actually do, I think, without having to get Kathy Hochul to lend a hand.
He thinks he can.
Oh, look who finally showed up.
He'll hold on through the news break.
Okay. Well, then we'll talk to him at 8 o'clock. How about that? Or 8:04,
Sounds
as the
good.
case may be.
Yeah.
Attorney General Steve Marshall is on hold. All right. He can hang on, and we'll chat with him coming up in just a bit. Zoran Mamdani, he made all these promises about how he was going to do this, that, and the other thing, and it all involved having to raise taxes on anybody and everybody. First, he popped up with a 10% property tax increase, and the voters were like, no. Oh, never mind, sorry. So then he came up with taxing the snot out of people that have second homes in New York that they don't live in.
You think that works a little bit better?
Well,
no, he's getting pushback on that, too.
It would, except what if the person who owns that house goes, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, and sells it to somebody who's going to move in?
Yep.
Now you don't get to tax it. Because now you've got a person living in there. It's not their second home. It's their first home. And you just basically screwed the pooch on this. What are you doing, Mamdani?
He doesn't know, Richard. That's
know.
the point.
That is the
he
problem.
He has no idea.
He seems
no experience.
to be unable to see into the future in terms of how his actions will create an equal and opposite reaction by the taxpayers. It happens. It's 8 o'clock. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com, 1819 News Now. Steve Marshall next.